You ain't fucking with no Michael Jordan. LeBron James, on the other hand, running around talking about he's the GOAT, knowing you ain't fucking with no Michael Jordan. How about doing like everybody else and pay homage to the GOAT? See, you come off less arrogant and an asshole if you would just say, Michael Jordan is a monster, because he was a monster. That was Black Jesus. Yeah, you don't want that tongue coming out towards you, do you? You couldn't even handle Kobe. I remember Kobe locked your ass up in the All-Star game. Learn some humility, you big-head, egotistical motherfucker.
Yeah, listen, man, I want to comment on a moment that went viral, I guess, between Stephen A. Smith and LeBron James at the Laker game, which Stephen A. Smith addressed on First Take, I think this morning, where LeBron James approached him during the game, and you could tell by the facial expressions and the body language that LeBron James wasn't pleased, apparently, about what Stephen A. Smith was saying in regards to Bronny being in the NBA and his performance. And I got to tell you, this is why I have a problem with LeBron. One of the reasons why I have a problem, because LeBron is a hypocrite. And I kind of wish that Stephen A. hadn't backpedaled just because of LeBron confronting him. Because if you remember early in LeBron's career, and I mean early, there was a moment where in a game in Cleveland, I forget who they were playing, and LeBron James got into a skirmish with the opposing team with several players underneath the backboard, sitting courtside, near courtside. And his mother jumped into the mix and started, trying to curse the players out and take up for her son. And just to add some real context, one of the first things that Stephen A. Smith said was, LeBron didn't approach me as a basketball player. He approached me as a father, which I could understand. So now let me go back to my point. So when LeBron's mother did that, LeBron specifically yelled at his mother, sit your behind down. Because LeBron knew that, hey, I don't need you to save me. I know I'm your son and you're my mother and I'm your child, but I'm a professional basketball player playing a professional sport. And this comes with it. So I don't need my mommy to save me. Well, why is this any different? Stephen A. Smith is a professional commentator commentating on a professional sport. He's doing his job. But because now it's LeBron's son, he feels the need to come in and save his son the way his mother tried to save her son. You can't have it both ways. His son is a professional basketball player playing a professional sport. He don't need his daddy to jump in and save him. So the same way you told your mother, LeBron, sit your ass down, you know what, LeBron? You need to sit yours down. Stephen A. was doing his job. Nepotism is why your son is in the league. And that's what Stephen A. was pointing out. We know that your son don't deserve that spot, not over somebody who's more qualified, but it is what it is. Because daddy came to the rescue twice.
Check this video out.
And how you feel about him passing up Kareem this year as the all-time leading scorer in the NBA?
Listen, if he sticks around even longer, he'll pass up everything. I love when people try to say, I get it. I'm a LeBron fan. People think I'm not. I am. I recognize his greatness, but he ain't MJ. Fuck with MJ. And it's like, people like to sit there and go, well, he's past this and this record and this record. Yeah, he's been in the game since high school. No breaks. Like Jordan, 2 years off for baseball. No breaks. Jordan quitting when he didn't want to quit the second time around, but the Jerrys broke up the fucking. LeBron has been in it since high school with no breaks. And as long as he continues to stay around, yeah, he's going to pass every fucking. He's been around long enough.
When people do compare the two, right, LeBron and Jordan, they always point out their finals record. They say LeBron,
yes,
he was 4-6 in the finals, and Jordan, he was 6-0 in the finals. Do you think that
yes
matters when comparing the two?
Yes. Listen, this to me is a testament to this moist era we live in. 4-6 is a losing record. What are we celebrating? Mediocrity? Let me ask you a question. What would you rather have? A big dick works sometimes 4-6, or on average works all the time 6-0?
I'll take the average that works all the time.
Hello. mid 80s to early 90s, Dominique was Atlanta. When he had the flat top perm, he was Atlanta.
Flat
baby.
top perm.
Flat top perm, baby.
Because he had like an incredible amounts of scoring and so forth. But every time that he would be up to like, whoever got the most, Jordan would always like up him by like a few points.
But pizzazz for pizzazz, dunk for dunk, Dominique was that dude.
What do you think about the whole, the fact that Jordan and Pippen just do not get along these days?
It's unfortunate because probably the greatest duo, right up there with Shaq and Kobe.
Yeah.
You could make that argument.
Yeah.
And, it just felt like all of this was because, there's some bitterness on Scotty's part, To you stupid motherfucker, stop making that dumb moot point that, Michael didn't win without Scotty.
LeBron head looked like a vagina up top.
Because when he
You can see the top of his head when he hoop. He won't let that hair go. He don't want to be one of the bald brothers out here on the street. He ain't trying to be like you, Mark. But he got a little bit of lining in the front.
So
he can get them fibers put in there.
No, he don't even need it. He should just go rock a smooth bald head.
Well, when you took that hat off last week, Mark, out by the media, by a videotape, you could say, yo, I know I'm the best basketball player in the world, but I went to the party. I be dunking on people. I wanted to get dunked in, that's all. I got dunked in. I felt like I'd rather stay with my wife. So even though I did this a couple of times, they didn't hurt me because I'm built for this, but I just wanted to get dunked in one time, that's all.
In the Bible, it says something like he who puts themselves up, will be brought down, something like that. So I think that's what's happening here with these comedians. Okay? Because LeBron always goes around with, his hero, his crown, putting a crown on his head, saying that he's the king and not showing the proper respect to the real GOAT in Michael Jordan. All right? So people, from the 90s who were alive in the 90s and who've seen the GOAT play, all right, get upset about that because they think that the real GOAT deserves the respect. Okay, so they're bringing him down. A lot of LeBron fans think that he receives this hate, unjustly and whatnot. Okay, but I think if he was humble, if he didn't proclaim himself, if he was not a self-proclaimed king, I think that the story would be different. I think that people would put him up higher, respect him more. Okay, and appreciate him for his unique gifts and his unique abilities, his unique records, right? But the fact that he puts himself up there as greater than Michael Jordan, he just opens himself up to attacks. And this is what we see here, okay, from Eddie Griffin. This is what we see from Arie Spears, So, I don't know, maybe once LeBron gets out of the game, maybe at that point, he will change. Maybe he'll be humble. Maybe he'll do like he did before when he was younger and say like, yeah, Michael Jordan is my idol. He's the best or whatever. But him going around saying that he's the GOAT, saying his son should call him the GOAT, saying that 2016 made him the GOAT, right? It's not a good look. Not a good look. And I believe personally that he's going to continue to be attacked, by various people, podcasters, comedians, regular people, former NBA legends alike, right? Just because they know it's not true and he's trying to put it out there as though it's true. So that's about it. So until next.